Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to be chatting and chilling, pretty much talking about resin printing, but I do have some knowledge in FDM printing. You know, I have quite a few machines right there. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about, pretty much any resin printing or FDM printing, just let me know. Uh, Without further ado, let's roll our new intro. All right. So what's up, guys? Not too much going on. I got a couple things I gotta do. I got some prints to remove, some orders to work on, and whatnot. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna be focusing on right now. Why did that go away? There we go. Let's see who is on here. What's up, Matt? How's it going, bud? Just setting all my stuff up right now, and then yeah. Oops, that's not what I want. What's up, Mr. Reyes? Pin to feature. Done. Okay, I think we are good. We have all three of the chats up here. We have Twitch running. We have Twitter running. We have YouTube. So let's get some stuff going here. Bring this back here. Just because we don't really need that all the way up front. What's up, Maker Viking? How's it going, man? All right. So let's get some stuff situated here. Gotta remove that failed print, get that all situated. That's a fun one. I love having failed prints on that machine. Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and flowers and the trees and stuff up above. Anything called love. So how's everybody else's night or morning going, depending on where you are? Not too bad. Getting tired though. 7 a.m. So you're in Australia then, if I'm not mistaken. Doing pretty good. I'm just kind of starting my night right now. Got a couple things I need to finish. I got some scanning I need to do. I got some emails to go through. And basically, I'm going to be more or less working on miscellaneous stuff right now. But yeah, that's pretty much our way. Never would have guessed that one. Oh yeah, that came out much better. All right, let's get up close and personal with the print. Let's go ahead and go into camera, and let's go ahead and I'm going to take off autofocus, and we're just going to manually focus this. There we go. Share screen 1. There we go. So as you can see, we did have a failure yesterday with this print, and that was due to cold weather, and here it is again today. Perfectly fine. In fact, I've had the heater blowing on this thing pretty much all night, and I also heated up the resin before I even poured it into the vat. So it's had consistent heat throughout the day. So it's got so much heat on it that it's actually kind of hot to touch the actual build plate, but not terrible. Like you can still touch it and it's fine, but it's more toasty than I'd like it to be. So hopefully we didn't mess up anything, but should be all right. What's up, non-fam? How's it going, man? I need to start doing some of these a little earlier. Maybe try and get some of them in a little earlier from now on. But it's kind of hard to do that. I don't really have the ability to do a set schedule for anything. So that's my my biggest issue that I have. Oop. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and start removing this stuff so we can start our secondary print. Just comes off like butter. Well, maybe not butter, but close enough. It's kind of tricky to get around this because I put a print right in between it too. So we got some feet, we got a katana sword, we have our head, which looked like it came out pretty good. I placed that one a little too close to the body, but that's fine. Just means it's easier to remove this because it's one whole print. So we have our head. What is this? Our feet or our legs. It's looking good. We have some hands. I'm going to throw some hands at you. I don't know if this one came out okay, but let's take a look. Oh no, it did. Okay. Just the orientation of it. When setting stuff on the plate in Shitu box, is it better for the rafts to be touching so it comes off the plate as one big piece, or separate the pieces so they come off separate? That's entirely up to you. Me personally, when I work with larger printers, case in point the Sonic Mega that's just out of shot here, that I make a point to put them all together because much like this printer, it's got a perforated build plate, so it's a little harder to remove it. It's not too much harder because I have a nice spatula, but I always try and do that just to make it all come off at once. In my opinion, it's a lot easier. But the other downside to that is because the Mega has such a larger build volume, like this is off of a 10-inch printer. The Sonic Mega is, a 15.5-inch build plate, basically. And I have the issue where when I get underneath the print, I basically have to rotate the entire thing and then get at it from the other angle. So it's kind of a pain, but yeah, I like it better, just like this. It just comes off as one piece. So it just makes it a whole heck of a lot easier, in my opinion, when you try and put them together. But you just got to be careful when doing that because you obviously don't want to put something here or right in between here so you have supports falling on it. So you really have to be careful on your placements and everything. So yeah, I saw the bat. So I signal it, bot. I signal. I don't know what that is, but sure. I saw the bot. Every once in a great while they pop in. I don't get them as bad as some people do, but yeah, they do pop in. So there it is, all removed. I know one of the major things is everybody talks about, perforated build plates and stuff getting stuck inside of the holes there, but look, you just wipe it away. There you go. Now it's all clean. See, like there's stuff right here. See if we could just wipe that out. There you go. It'll just drain out. They don't really get stuck too good. Sometimes they do. I'm not saying that it's not 100%, but this build plate is completely perfect. So and then hopefully this one came out good. Yeah, it did. So yesterday, if you guys were on the stream, you saw that I had an issue with the Sonic Mini 8K, and basically this print smashed directly into the build plate, and it ended up being the Z rod or the lead screw, the actual motor that it's attached to, because it's all one piece. The screws were loose on it, so I tightened them up, and I probably have to do a re-level. I'll have to look at this print and see if there's any layer lines. It looks pretty good, actually. So I might not have to, but there was some heavy popping when it first started printing. So we'll have to take a look at the first couple layers and go from there and see if we need to maybe re-level now because we fixed everything. But you guys may or may not be able to tell who this is just by the head there. And maybe that or the hats, that might give it away a little bit. So we got to take a picture of that somehow. Have a good one, Maker. Thanks for stopping in, bud. By the way, if you guys want to share this out, go ahead and do that, and that would be great. Let me go take care of this bot really quick, and I will remove that. And there we go. All good. Bot has been taken care of. All right. So now we'll take care of that print. Get it off here. I don't know. I have to see how good this came out, but this part is really really cool. Let me see if I can put this back on auto. Uh, let me see if I can focus it up. because that's this entire print, just a super duper miniature. So we'll have to see how that comes out. I'm afraid to remove the supports on that even. I probably shouldn't even have put them on there. But I said, screw it, he's in the file. We'll just do it for giggles anyways. So that's pretty good. Ugh, God, the manual and autofocus of this thing is horrendous. So one of the things that I absolutely love is this scraper. This scraper is everything. So like this one, as you can see, these three pieces are connected. So, sorry, four pieces actually. So that all came off as once. And this little guy, let's see if we can get him in focus. I got to see if I can try and clean that up as best as I can, because that one's going to be awesome to show off. That is a super duper miniature. All right. So let's go ahead and get some of our supports off here. Some of these prints. Now these should come off pretty easily because these are just light supports. I didn't put anything special on them or nothing like that. There we go. Boom. Oh, but I need hot water to remove them. No, no, you don't. You're fine. No worries. Just tune your supports and you'll be okay. Got to raise this up a little bit more. That one's going to be fun taking stuff off. I do have my pliers somewhere around here. I don't know what I did with them. I had them a couple days ago. Once I get this base off, I'll be in a lot better shape. It is very, very quiet tonight. Not too many talking going on. Then again, it is kind of late, and it is technically Monday morning for some people. I think that's good enough. There we go. Boom. Oh, I think I know what happened on this. I changed the contact depth on the model from 3 to 2 millimeters away from the model. Pretty sure I got to change this back. Do 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 do. It's quiet on the Western Front. It is eerily quiet in chat. What's everybody doing? Or are they just watching me remove supports? These supports kind of suck. I totally messed up on them. What do I get for going with the flow on auto supports? Say that's pretty good. It's about as good as we're getting that one. Do 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 do. Oh boy, why do I have a feeling that this is a bot? What's up, man? We'll see. Oh god, my legs. Yeah, definitely need to change the spacing from 2 mil back to 3 mil because this is a little too close for comfort for what I'd like to print at. Plus, it's kind of making these supports a pain to remove because they're too close to the model, they're too close to the build plate. So yeah, definitely got to change that back. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, block user. I'm not even 100% sure that blocks them. Like, if I block them from here, do they disappear from YouTube? Or do they just disappear from here? I think they disappear from YouTube, too. But I'm not 100% sure. I haven't checked. What's up, non-fam? How's it going, man? You enjoying watching me remove supports from my resin prints that I failed epically with? I mean, the prints came out good, but I failed on the support setup. They're a little too close. Yeah, that one was definitely a bot. I knew right away once I saw like the Russian style name. I was like, yeah, that guy's out, and I don't even know what he said. So can't sleep as always. Hey, join the club. That's basically why I'm here. Like I could probably go to sleep, but it do more damage for me tomorrow if I got too much sleep. So it'd be better for me to stay up for a little while, maybe go to bed around 3-ish, get woken up by my son at about 7 to drop him off to school, come back home, walk the dogs, pass out, and wake up, you know, an hour or two later. So I work better on less sleep than I do on more sleep. Now, granted, I say that and people are like, "Oh, well, you couldn't sleep. You couldn't work on X amount of sleep." I can work pretty good at about 4.5 to 5 hours of sleep. 4 hours is my tipping point. Some days I can pull through it. Some days I can't. So that's why I say 4.5, because four is just kind of like a guessing game. So I never chance it anymore, just because I got too many things to do throughout the day. Yeah, same here. Yeah. Well, that's good. You're not a bot. I was worried. Well, welcome to the channel, bud. If you're new to the channel, you know, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Every little bit helps. I'm a night owl. Night owl since I'm an adult, but I need 8 hours to be okay. What's up, Vincent? Yeah, I've always been a night owl my entire life. Pretty much ever since I hit puberty, I'd say I was always a night owl. And it was mostly due because of video games made me that way. Um, but I'm also positive I have ADD or ADHD, one of them. Um, but I will be seeing somebody officially for that, so hopefully they give me the diagnosis that I've thought I've had my entire life, if not something drastically similar, like autism or something, um, because that would make some sense too on some of the things that I do and some of the repetitive things I tend to say a lot, and then also like my train of thought that I lose pretty easily. So, what's up, Vincent? You at work? I take it your fun time at work. Now, I think I just need to tune these supports. These supports are on here too heavily. They're nice supports, but they are bonding too well to these prints. So I think we're going to have to open up the WeBox profile and see what they have. Base it off of theirs, because they're very similar, but they're not as good as the WeBox ones that I remember. Could also be the resin too. The resin needs to be tuned in a little bit. Robert Winnie, I do 5 to 6 hours. Yeah, that's what most people like. If I'm gonna sleep a good amount, that's like my absolute maximum is 6 hours. Anything over that, and it's like I've been sleeping all day. And at that point, you might as well just let me sleep, because I'll be useless. I turn into a zombie. So kind of sucks, but and working on a Pi Open Media Vault at home. Oh, cool. Oh, I'm like, what is that? Yeah, if anybody wants to join, I can throw the link out there, and you guys can chit chat on video. Working the 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift for 17 years is what changed me. See, and that's one of the things that I probably should try and do as well, because I've been working like the late night shifts for the last, I don't know, 6 years or so, 5 years. So that probably also doesn't help me very much either, because my work schedule is so strange. There we go. Gotta make sure that's a little out. Come on, focus. Focus! Stupid thing. Got 2-time terabyte. Whoa. That's ridiculous. I got a 10 terabyte drive, and that is ridiculous. I don't think I'll ever like fill that in a long time. When it's done, I'm getting it full with no problem. Need more space soon. Jesus. Like, I got a lot of videos and stuff, and well, I guess I don't really have a lot of videos now that I think about it. I think I do, but I don't. In all reality. Vanishing. 1,700 DVDs. Yeah, when I worked for Comcast, there was a guy that I wired up his house for internet services, and he had all of his movies that he's ever had in his entire life. Like, he was what do they call those? Like a cinephile. So he had like an entire room dedicated with like all of his DVDs, his VHS, and everything. and he never really took them out. They were just there as like a display. And he had a Windows Media Server PC that he had built, and that was basically where he put all of his DVDs, his VHSs. He had one of those VHS to digital converters and stuff, and DVD to video converters on the computer. So he basically burned everything to his computer and went from there. But I mean, he had like a RAID drive set up because, you know, at that point in time, I think the highest hard drive out was a terabyte or maybe 2 terabytes. I forget. So, and they were expensive. They were like $400 or $500 at that time. This was right when HD TV started happening. Right around the time when Blu-ray started coming on the market. And what was it? Ultraviolet or violet, whatever that is. That type of DVD or video or whatever you want to call it. I'm working on my old i5 PC to build it into a NAS with 16 terabytes. NAS drives in the future. That's ridiculous. Overkill, in my opinion. But if you need it, you need it. This model's going to come out pretty good, I'd say. Still got to print the other half, which we probably should have started, but oh well. It's going to be 10 hours before we see it anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. Do need to clean these up a little bit more, wash them. Did you need an invite in, Vincent? It's up to you if you want to join. All right. Is that the reprint? Yes, it is. It came out perfect. No issues this time. I mean, besides me messing up and putting the support structure at 2 millimeters away from the print instead of 3 millimeters away from the print. So I have a lot of like bonding, and that's why I'm doing a lot more work than I usually do, because it's too close to the base, and then it's also too close to the model as well. So it's kind of a pain. So I need to adjust that before I set off the second part of this print. But yeah, it worked perfectly fine. I set the fan on it last night, or the fan, the heater on it, and yeah, it worked just fine. No problemo. Anyone using Fusion 360 for their STL model creations? I personally do not. I I have not gotten to Fusion 360 all that much. I use Tinkercad because I'm a beginner in terms of designing and stuff. So, all right, Vincent, give me a second. Let me remove this support structure. Take that the failed print off of the Mega, and I'll send you an invite here in the next 5-10 minutes if you're cool with that. Nope, I do not. These came directly off of the build plate. I'm removing the supports. I will clean them up. I'll put them in a rinse bath. Then I'll put them in a pre-wash of denatured alcohol, and then they will go into the actual wash bucket that I'll put up on the Anycubic. So. I need my pliers because this is getting to be ridiculous. Where did I put them now? Where did they go? I have no idea. They're probably hiding somewhere underneath something. Sure. Because, why would they be out in the open? Because I need them. That's why. That's why they're not out in the open. Yeah, so if I were to cure these supports, basically I'd continue the bonding process to the actual print. And that would leave even more scarring, and it would take even longer to remove those prints as well. So, so we definitely do not want to do that. A lot of those Russian guys coming in here today, huh?
I guess I am interrupting the Russian mafia, yes? I must be the next John Wick. Maybe that's who I should print next, is John Wick. What's up, Josh? How's it going, man? Just removing some supports from this print. That's probably way overkill, but nah, whatever. Yeah, that's way too close for comfort on the bonding. Definitely going to have to switch that up from 2 to 3. Holy cow. I've switched to denatured alcohol recently. I find it cleans the parts much better than ISO. Yes, I made the switch about a year ago. Um, Probably about 2 years ago now. Basically, when the whole pandemic happened and you couldn't find IPA anywhere, um, I went looking for an alternative because I'm like, I need something to clean my prints. Like, I'm not going to switch to water washable. That is garbage. Um, so I went out and searched for it, and somebody's like, "Yeah, why don't you try denatured alcohol?" And I'm like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, go ahead and try it. You can find it readily available at Home Depot in the paint section." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So I went into Home Depot, and there it was. There was tons of them on the shelf, and I was like, "All right, cool." So I took it home, threw it into the wash, and my first couple prints, I was like, "Wow, this thing cleans insanely quick and super clean, like really, really nice. Nothing left behind." You can tell, like with IPA, it leaves it a little bit more sticky. And I was even using 99%. But the other downside is that it would like dry it out really, really badly. And it would also dry out my hands too because I'd be using it. So I was like, all right, we got to find something that's not as harsh on my hands. And yeah, denatured alcohol was a perfect solution for that. It was kind of like an all-in-one. Much cheaper. Well, for me, it's about the same over here. So um, it's, I think for a gallon, it went up $1. I think it's now $16 a gallon over here in good old Illinois. So um, and that just happened this year. Like when I first started buying it, it was like 14.99. So with taxes, it was probably close to 16 because taxes are awesome here. And now it's more like close to 17, maybe even 18. So with taxes, and IPA would have been about the same. So yeah, yeah, but yeah, I will definitely spend the extra money to have that cleanliness. If it does happen to go up above IPA at any point in time here, I really don't care. I buy it. I buy 2 or 3 gallons at a time. Gallons, liters, whatever comes in that blue can. I think it's a gallon. So The old camping stove fuel. Yeah. When I saw it, I was like looking for denatured alcohol, and then I see in big bold letters fuel, and I'm like, oh, like, am I using straight ethanol? And yeah, sure enough, I was. I was like, oh, damn. Like, I gotta be really careful with this because it's straight gasoline. Like, not that isopropyl alcohol isn't pretty close to it, but still, jeepers. Jeepers. Jeepers, creepers. Where did you get those people? Shoot. That's another thing I gotta try again. Yeah, so when it gets white spots on it, that means it's not dry enough. So, what you want to do is wash it. So, again, this is what I do is I usually take a bucket like this. I'll put in my old crappy used denatured alcohol. I'll throw the prints in it to give it a nice little quick rinse off because like if you look at this print, this has got a lot of resin still on it. You can see how much resin is still kind of pooled on there by how glossy it is. Um, I'll give that a quick rinse, put it out on a table, and then I'll put my bucket in here. I'll wash it, and then I'll take it out, let it dry, give it like 5-10 minutes. You could even speed it up with an air dryer or something that has either heat or a fan or anything of that nature. I personally don't use them because I'm just worried that it might prematurely do something with it, but that just might be my paranoia against it. Um, and I let it sit there, let it dry out for a little bit, and then I put it into the cure for 6 minutes. So I basically use like the 6666 method. So I pre-wash for like 6 minutes, give or take, wash for 6 minutes, dry for 6 minutes, cure for 6 minutes. What's up, Andrew? How's it going, man? I still have a print that I need to do of yours, you and Matt. So I guess we're gonna be putting those prints to work tonight because I need to get around to catching up and getting everybody's stuff done, even if it's way past its due date. I need to get it done. Plus, I need some more stuff to do for reviews, which is why I'm taking my time and cleaning this thing up because this is going to be a really, really cool print. So, but yeah, it's going good, Andrew. Just trying to, like I said, catch up. COVID took me out for 2 weeks, so I was behind to begin with, and now I'm like uber behind. So fun times. Hold me now, hold me now. The usual fighting with models as I made mistakes and saved over the last piece, meaning it's taking twice as long to fix. Oh man. Buy followers. Yeah, let's not do that. That's probably the worst. Um, yeah, you can't even delete that. That's awesome. It's one of the reasons why I hate Switch. So easy to buy followers. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Earn them. There's no need to cheat it. Put in the work. Do it yourself. Unless you're purposely after money, then, all right. Then you have a common goal to go after, then, have at it. But still don't think it's right. As I sit here fighting with this, 15 minutes later. I told you, Vincent, I'd send you an invite 5-10 minutes later. All right, we're going to have to deal with that later on. All right, let's take this off. Lovely failed print. Yay, there's supposed to be a model in there. Whoops. Not bad, Andrew. Just starting to feel sleepy at 2:26 a.m. Hey, well, I'm glad my stream is putting you to sleep. Glad I'm feeling better. Yeah, or glad you're feeling better. Yeah, I am. COVID took me down a few weeks ago too. Wasn't very nice. Yeah, the crappy thing is mine started the Thursday before Christmas, and on Christmas is when it hit me, like right in the afternoon. I'm like, I'm not feeling right. And I was supposed to go with family on Sunday, and I'm like, I just I can't do it. It's just I'm not here. And yeah, then what was it? I tested on Sunday and I was negative. Went Tuesday. No, sorry, I went Wednesday, tested positive finally. Then my daughter, who's 3 years old, she tested positive. It ran through her system like in a couple hours, basically. She had it for like 2 days, high fever, and then it was gone. It was like nothing ever happened to her. So it was crazy. Me, I lost my sense of taste and smell. And I know for sure it was that because I don't like lemon or lime. And so my wife was going crazy because she thought she had it, but she just ended up having a head cold. And I took a shot of lemon juice and I did not taste it at all. Usually I cringe at that stuff. So at least you couldn't smell the resin though, right? I usually can't smell the resin anyway. So I have a whatchamacallit, right behind here. You guys can't really see it. It's hidden in the back of it. I have a tower fan that's yay high, and that has an active carbon filtration system in it. So
All right, time to do a vac clean function. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll let you know. Hey, I have a small printer. I might be looking to upgrade a little bigger and faster, if that is possible. I have this small voxel lab. That's good. Look up the little bit bigger voxel lab Proxima 8.9. It's basically a nicer Elegoo Saturn. And you know, you're sticking with the voxel lab name. And I think last I checked, it was about $400 for it, and it's a medium-sized printer, so it's like these printers. When this goes back on the market, I will highly suggest this. This is the Uniformation GK1. It's about double the price, but it's also a 10-inch printer. The build volume on that is, I think it's 220 by 192 by 245. So it's kind of an oddball one, but yeah, that's a beast of a printer. But it's very different than any other printer because it has its own Prusa style slicer, and just some weird things with it. So you just gotta kind of learn about it a little bit. Where's my spatula? I had it up there yesterday. What did I do with it? There it is. I don't know why I even use this. That was fun. All right. Let's wipe my hands off and everything. No, these are all resin printers. I do have a couple PLA. One is kind of hidden in the back here. That is the Anycubic Viper. That is probably the only printer that's going to stay here.
Right below here is the Mingda Magician X, which we need to run a print on and finalize our review for that probably in the next day or two. And then I got to finalize the review for a couple other resin printers that are here. And that's basically it. So, are you using the slicer's default support settings or custom on those prints? It varies from print to print. The ones that you were shown that I was showing you guys that I was removing, those are custom supports on a completely different program for that specific printer that they came off of because it uses it uses a type of Prusa slicer. It's a fork of it, and they just kind of tinkered with it, used it just for the resin side, and that's basically what it is. So it's a lot different. But any other prints that I usually use are a combination of my supports, frozen supports, and very rarely heavy supports. So, like the Darkwing Duck that I removed stuff from, that's just light support settings, nothing fancy. I think I tweaked them just a hair, but I don't remember what I did, and that was a while ago. So, what's up, Mo? How's it going, man? Hey, Carl. I haven't used Soraya in a while, but I do have a bottle or two here. I mean, I do test resins as well. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 bottles of resin that I'm currently testing for companies. I'm sure there's more, but that's all I see out here. Yeah, because that's filament. Oh, 21, which I haven't even started on that one. Absolutely can. And the other cool thing is you can make pretty much anything off of a resin printer. It just depends on how deep your pockets are. And the great thing about resin printers is, unlike FDM, you don't need to do anything special with the resin printers, except for maybe add a heater to it. Because when you start getting up into like engineering resins and nylons, they do require a specific temperature to print at, but that's really about it. That's at least all I've seen in my time of printing. But what's really cool is you can print things like, a linthopane of Vigo from Ghostbusters, as you can kind of see. And I printed this in a semi-flexible resin. It's called a model resin, and you can basically just bend it, and it doesn't break or shatter or anything. And I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on this thing, and it's not bending or breaking. So, and then it'll slowly go back to its own position. So this would be really cool to make like Crocs out of. They would be a little bit more durable than Crocs, but they would work. So, curious about the Soraya Blue. The blue is great. I've used a little bit better product called 3DRS. They are a local company to me. Well, semi-local. They're about 40 minutes from me. And they make a resin that's a little bit better than blue that a lot of people don't know about, and it's called their hard resin. Their fast resin is up there as well, but it's not as durable. But yeah, the hard resin for sure. I printed a 2020 extrusion rail, basically a printer extrusion rail off of that stuff, and I banged it on the desk here for the review, and it would not break. I don't know where it is. I think it might have finally broke it, or I tossed it out. I don't know. I don't know what happened with it. It's somewhere maybe here. I don't know. I know one of them broke, but I don't know if that was the fast or the hard one. But either way, the one that I printed for the fast was going to break regardless because it had a bunch of holes in it. So it was structurally damaged already. So basically, I knew that it was going to end up being bad anyway. So, all right, let's see. Hey, bro, all is good. You're looking great. I'm finally fully recovered. Glad to hear, man. Yeah, that took me out for like 2 weeks. I thought for sure like I was gonna get a couple days out, and then I was gonna be like, yeah, I could have some free time to myself, and I would get down here. I would spend like maybe 20 minutes, and it took me out for the entire day. Like my energy was just blown away by that COVID crap. Um, so yeah. Let's see here. Why do I have a feeling that this is going to be Garmin Live Scope? I don't know what this is. Tacti Grip. Live Scope Shuttle. That's awesome. Yeah, you could probably make something like that. I would definitely use a hard or a flexible resin or even a nylon. If you're gonna make functional parts, you want something a little bit more strong. So water washable is out of the gate wrong. Standard's not gonna work. ABS is nah. And it'll sort of work, but it'll still break into a million pieces when it does break. So you want something a little bit more structurally sound. Again, you were talking about Soraya Tech Blue. That's a pretty good product. I personally have never used Soraya Tech Blue. I've only used their Tenacious. And I do have a bottle of, I believe it's Heat, if I'm not mistaken, up above, way above here, where I have like probably another 60 bottles of resin that are just, random bottles. Um, but yeah, that I would definitely take a look at and just do your research on what you're looking for. But if you want somebody that has a know-how, I would contact the guys over at 3D Resin Solutions, or 3D RS for short. They know a lot. They can work with people by designing something specific, a specific formula for you. So they can do some really, really cool stuff. So I mean that really all depends on what you're looking for: longevity, usage, breakage, flexibility. There's 1,000 questions that can be asked on that. So PLA versus resin price. It's about 2 to 3 times more expensive for resin, but you have a much cleaner print right off the build plate. Um, I switched over to resin specifically because I need something that's super high detail with very little, what do they call that? Like after prepping, basically. I forget the specific name of it. It skips my mind. Um, but basically, post processing. So I wanted something that required a lot less post processing, and I literally have no post processing, minus just the cleaning. That's it for what I need. So that's why I was instantly drawn to resin, because it's what I wanted. But yes, the downfall is the stuff that I can make. Sometimes it is very easily breakable. So it's the downfall of it. Who makes a nylon resin? There is, what is their name? Frontier Resins. They are based out of Taiwan, and they also they pretty much have an entire line of nylon resins. They are kind of expensive to get here, but if you're looking for that, that's kind of the cheaper side. And then you can just look on AliExpress or Alibaba for nylon resins. Um, FDM versus resin speed. So the prints that you guys saw, the the Dragon Ball one that I had to clean up all the supports for, that's on slow settings. That's about 10 hours for all those pieces, which if I did that in FDM, it would probably be around the same, maybe a little bit more. But the Darkwing Duck only took 2 hours. Now, the cool thing about FDM versus resin is resin, the more you fill the build plate, the better you're off. Because unlike FDM is okay, I'm going to put one print on here, it's 2 hours. Another print that's another 2 hours. 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 hours for 6 prints. With resin, it's based off of the height of the model. So if these 3 prints are only 32 millimeters tall, on a resin printer, that may take 2 to 3 hours to print all that. So that's the weight that you got to have on that. Is your speed is going to be double on a resin printer for the most part. So I do not have the aqua. They sent me some bottles of gray. Just because you and I, Mo, you have spoken about the Aqua 4K, which is currently in the Mega right now. It's okay. The details seem to slip a little bit compared to the gray, and I don't know if that's just because of the way that it's colored that we're missing that. But I have noticed a little bit less detail, at least just looking at it from an eye standpoint. That it's just not there. So I tend to use gray anyways. It's very rare that I use like an ivory or a cream color or a white color even. So most of my resins are gray, black, or clear, or just some crazy colors. So, but yeah, I probably should start stocking some, light colors. Anyway, I don't think it'll make a difference personally. PLA versus resin price. I already asked that or said that. I've noticed resin prices have dropped a little lately. Yeah, so resin prices do fluctuate quite a bit, and that's all depending on supply and demand. For a little bit there, resin prices were a little bit higher because the borders were kind of shut down in terms of the docks that were incoming from China, and basically the president signed an order stating, "Hey, if you guys don't get this stuff out of here, you're going to be fined like I think it's $1,000 a day per container or something." It was some ridiculous thing somebody told me. I don't know if it was true or not. I didn't look in it, but after they said that, it just seemed to be like everything opened up, and it was like I can finally find things that I couldn't find before. So it's a good possibility that's what happened. I don't know. I don't really care, but that could possibly be what the issue was. Is why it was so much more expensive. Is the whole supply and demand part of it was backed up. All right, I gotta send an invite to Vincent. Uh, oops, somebody asked me a question. I didn't see. Um, yeah, just kind of chatting about things, showing off some resin prints that I'm doing. So, that type thing. Mixing together resins of the same brand. You could actually mix any resin together. I can take this Monicure Crystal Clear
and I can mix it with this Nova 3D clear blue, which is basically like toilet bowl cleaner blue. Somebody said that name, and now it's stuck there. So, what's up, Vincent?
Hi, man.
How's it going?
Working, and working.
Working. Ah,
Yeah, 7 days straight.
I don't miss those days. Let me tell you.
No, if that's gonna happen every couple of weeks, I'm gonna complain because I'm like a 40-hour a week, and then it's enough.
Yep. Understand. Still
But
bloody expensive here. Seriously, what a joke. All the prices are for anything in the UK. That has to do with that whole Brexit stuff, unfortunately. So
yeah, so I was working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and because the new week, like today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they say, yeah, it's a new week, so you start all over again.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So about 9-hour work days.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm good. I'm done having those type of days.
Yeah, I'm fixing up my room, and I need the money.
Yeah, I understand now.
Last week I bought myself a new mixer, a new microphone, a new webcam. Uh, this week, last week, and also last week, 2 terabyte drives. So working on that open media vault system
Right. Moving on
because
up.
all my hard drives in my PC are starting to die and give me notifications that they've been running for 5, 6 years.
Yeah. All right.
So the what's it called? The clusters are starting to fill.
Yep.
The blocks. It's
Yeah, the
been
blockchain
running
or
for
whatever.
yeah, so been running for so much hours, and we got a lot of stuff on there, homemade 3D print stuff and home videos because I've been recording for the past 20 years.
Jeez. Nope, not the mega. I want the mini. I want the mini. Yeah, Brexit is depressing for a lot of people. But unfortunately, there's not really much you can do about it. So,
So
uh,
Matt, that's maybe why my black resin prints starts getting a little bit gray after it dries up when I
yeah.
use the
So
IPA.
yeah. So one thing that I usually do is I'll do a pre-wash with like crappy wash that I've had in there that's mixed in with various resins.
Hmm.
Pre-wash it just to get off most of the resin, and then my bucket, I'll try and save that IPA or denatured alcohol, whatever's in there, for as long as I possibly can, and I can do that because of the pre-wash step that I take. So,
Yeah.
so not only is it a time saver, it also is a money saver as well. So I basically do it that way. But yeah, you wanna make sure that you are um, what you call it, making sure that it's dry before you put it into the cure station. So
Yeah. What if I leave it to dry and it's dry, and then I cure it, it still gets a little bit tacky. It sticks a little bit. Feels
huh.
like it's sticking, but
Try doing it in water.
okay.
So like put it in a clear glass or a clear container of some type with water inside of it, put the print inside of it, put it into the cure station and cure it. I usually do 6 minutes for curing. So
Okay, that's a new one.
Carl says on a plus side, Vincent, you're being paid to be on a live stream.
Yeah, and
he,
watching Netflix all day long.
he ain't wrong.
Now,
I'm thinking,
the thing of this job is I'm sitting here behind the desk all day long and just scanning QR codes. But the thing is, I know I got so much stuff to do, and I'm sitting here doing basically nothing all day long,
yeah,
and I feel like it's a waste of time.
yeah,
Okay, I earn my money, of course, but it's different.
understand.
I'm lucky these days that I got a job.
Yeah. See, over here we can't hire people, so it's
Yeah.
amazing.
So I've got a
Uh,
contract till the end of December this year, so I'm lucky I still got some work.
yeah. I'm thinking I might get a new resin printer or a new flex plate for the Kellens. I'd say get a new printer for about the same price as the Callens is right now. There's the Voxelab Proxima 8.9, which is about $400 in the U.S. I don't know uh, anywhere else, but yeah, that's a pretty cheap price. So let's see here. Any good printers to get for resin? Had friends tell me they don't like the PLA ones they have so far. They say resin works better trying to get into 3D printing if you don't mind giving your preference or idea. So obviously, I would say start with a smaller printer. If you have the money, get a medium printer because even though when you fail bigger on a bigger printer, obviously, and it's more expensive. The learning curve is pretty much universal on all the printers, as long as they use the same slicer, which most people are going to buy the cheaper ones that utilize Shitu box. But I do highly suggest like the Kingaroon KP6. That's a great starter printer for a little bit more. I was just talking about the Voxel Lab Proxima 8.9. That's about double the size of that. So, but yeah, I mean, resin printing in order, geez, resin printing is much easier, in my opinion, to get it going right out of the box than it is PLA
Yeah,
printers. So,
yeah,
yeah,
that's definitely true.
yeah, I agree on that. So,
I think also with because I started with my old ender, and the slicer is much easier with the resin printing. I think
yeah,
add some supports to it before they add the better slicers, of course.
right. I bought some very bad resin. Even after the part is washed, it is still tacky, so they do exist or gone bad. So that could be a multitude of things. It could be bad resin. That has happened. And I have come across that, and that my solution is to cure it in water. And that's just it has to do with the whole refraction of light or reflection, whatever it's called. And the way that the UV just goes into the model. It's very strange, but it works. It's the craziest thing. But in my experience, if something's still tacky, that usually means that my exposure settings are just slightly off, and I'm under curing the print because if you under cure the print from the get go, and then you go ahead and you cure it, and it's still not curing, that means it's still liquefied, like that resin layering is still liquefied, so it's not correct. And again, the only way to get that right is to cure it in a thing of water. So um, and then obviously tune your stuff properly. But yeah, it can also be a bottle of resin. Rare, but it happens. So what's up, Henry? uh, Always busy. Yep. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit all this on here. Dang it.
Yeah, my screen is so small. What is it? I can't even see it.
It's a steampunk Mario that
Oh, okay.
some guy from the UK, his name's no David Chamberlain, I think it is. He made it, and I've been needing to print it for a while, and so I basically need to start doing it. Need to catch up on people's prints.
I bought a couple of those IKEA tables so I can build an enclosure for my FDM printer.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that one. I got the tables already in, but I still need the plexiglass and stuff. And
yeah, we're not going to be able to do this one. All right, let's see about something else maybe. Maybe this guy. Let's see how it goes. Oh no, he's too big. Well, maybe not.
you setting that up on the Mega?
No, this is going to be on the Mini. So there we go. I think I can do it with this one. Maybe not. Let's see here. Put that there. Put that here. Put that here. Put that there. Woo, that's going to be a tight one. Oh, nope, it's not going to work. Dang it. Let's see if we can try and switch this that way. Woo, that's going to be really tight. Because we still got to do orientating. I don't think, I'm not going to leave that print like that.
There's a red spot.
Yeah. Let's print it like that. Let's print that like that. Oop. That is a tough print to do, man. We're going to have to cut this. This is the great thing about this program is this file is put together, so we can just go ahead and cut this in half. Oops. That's not what I want. We can just go ahead and cut it down. Oh no, I don't think I can cut it because they moved it. Dang it. We're going to have to do a partition.
What time is it over there, Matt?
It is currently 2 o'clock in the morning.
Jeez. 9 here in the morning.
Aha, I got it. Oh, yeah.
Already been working for 3 hours. Yeah, working.
I think we are all adult here. No, definitely not. That's incorrect information. Don't give people wrong information. Direct sunlight has been working exceptionally well for me in curing my models. Yeah, that'll definitely work. True. So that's the other thing is like technically these cure boxes aren't true sunlight. What are they? 385 nm, or no, I'm sorry, 395 nm, and I think true sunlight is like 380 or 370, somewhere around there. I don't know. But it's definitely not true sunlight. I can tell you that much right now.
What I will do if I start more resin printing, I will buy another wash and cure station and just basically set it up. One for washing and one for curing.
Elegoo has that solution. They actually have, like, they sell a wash and cure setup that's one's a wash and one's a cure station.
I think it's annoying every time to switch out. Then you get the bucket off again and set it up again and get it off again.
Yeah.
Especially if you do a lot of printing with resin. You get IPA in your face.
Yeah, we don't need that again.
Sorry.
Nobody none of that. It's too early. Ah, Mr. Rook. What's up, man?
Yeah, my earbuds is putting out again. Dang things.
As usual.
Check.
1, 2.
Damn it.
All right, I think we are all good here. Get that just on the edge there. That needs to come away. No more grab assing around.
The weird thing is when I'm live streaming, my earbuds are cutting out every time.
Really?
So don't got any audio anymore.
Huh. Raid? Oh, Jesus. What's up? How's it going, James? Steven, how's it going? I have no idea who you are. You are a bot, black user. No idea who you are, but sure. No idea who you are, but sure. Thanks for bringing people in, I guess. Yeah, sure.
Matt, I'm going to leave the live stream because I don't got any audio anymore.
All righty, sir.
So yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of bots tonight. Usually I don't really get any. It's like super rare for me to get bots. Damn it. Dang it, Tina. I think we're good. Oh, that's what I want to do with those. Just figured I'd come by and say hi. Have a good one, Vincent. Careful what you wish for, Akuma mods. Oh boy. Kieran's bringing the heat. Everyone is getting hit by more bots. Even Gemstream was as I mod his channel, and there was 4. Jeez. I can vouch for them. They are not bots. Oh, well, even if they were bots, I can't do anything about Twitch streamers. I apparently can't kick them off from here.
I'd have to actually go into Twitch and do all that. So it is debatable in regards to me. So, but yeah, I'm basically just setting up a print. Some of you guys may or may not know what this is. Kieran, I think you know what this is, considering I'm pretty sure you were the one on the stream when I grabbed this file. So, but this is a really cool print to do for sure. There you go. Now let's just hope the supports play well with this. No, I don't just want to support. I want to support all these things. This will be a fun print. This is something I've been wanting to print for a long time. On this one, we're going to use some light supports, and we're basically going to just cheat. Call it a day. See how this comes out. I think it'll be alright. Light supports, I'm not too worried about how much it's going to put on it. I think that's pretty good to go. Maybe a couple here and there, but that's really about it. That's a little too much for my blood. I think that's a little too close. Too close for comfort for my taste. This will be cool because it'll just come off all as one print. But yeah, I think we're pretty good. Did some cheater here. Maybe we'll plant one or two here. Ooh, I almost let that slide. Fingertips are muy importante for support structure. Why is there a giant thing going through the top here?
I have no idea. Uh, that's a pretty full plate. Is that the one of the characters from 7? 9, close enough. Yes, it is. Jack Singleton, do you have any custom support tips? Yeah, don't use auto supports. Um, really, it's kind of hard to tell somebody about that, but I'll try and show you guys here in a little bit. Let me set this up and basically go from there. So that way we can have a little bit of understanding of my thought process on supports, at least. So one of the things that I always try to utilize when doing supports is angled prints. Now, I know somebody argued with me about, oh, if you say that, you have no idea what you're doing. Trust me, I've been doing this for a long time. Plus, I also have a lot of printers. Well, I don't have a lot anymore. I have 2 printers that have perforated build plates. They need to have supports on them. You can't print directly on the plate. Okay. So, with that being said, you're basically looking for specific things that are needing support. So, like this is kind of hard to do because I probably should have orientated this the opposite way or like facing here. So I can have some more support in the eyes. Like I can probably get away with getting a support in here. I doubt that'll print because it's right on the line. You really don't want to go over this blue edge. But if you do, well, then you just got to make sure you know what you're doing. So yeah, that's just some things, some tip wise for that type of stuff. One of the major things, like if you have fingers, arms, obviously you want that supported as best as you possibly can. With these, you don't really need anything super big, so you can do light supports on this and kind of go from there and do a combination of medium and light supports. So like you can have some medium supports in the palm of the hands and then light supports on the fingertips just so it has something to touch base with, literally. Um, but for the most part, like this is all light supports. So this should work okay. I shouldn't really have any issues with supporting on this print at all with what I'm utilizing on here. So, um, but because I'm using light supports, I want to kind of over support them just to make sure that they print the way that they are intended to because light supports are very, very light. They will literally flake away as I remove them from the build plate, just like I did with the Darkwing Duck character that I have next to me. So that is a very hard decision to make between your supports, but the main focus is support them on an angle of 30 to 35, 40 maximum degrees. I'd say anything above that or below that is taking a risk. Will it work? Yeah, there's a good possibility. Another thing to look for is like, okay, originally this print was sitting flat on the build plate. Again, on this plate, it'll print okay. But the issue, if you're going to use supports and you just have this print standing upright, what happens is resin starts to pool underneath here if this was a flat piece. So that's why there's some sort of an angle to it at some point, just so we have a drip area, because you want the resin to drip. So an easy way to look at how the resin print is going to go, this is how your print's going to look when it comes out of the printer. So you want to look for points like this was originally a flat print. I'm not going to do that because I want that to kind of tip off there. The same with this. This was originally a flat print. So basically, as you can see, all of them have a drip point for the resin to flow off of. You don't want any flat spots. Now again, you can probably get away with a flat spot and have it print, but the chances of it being correct are very, very rare. So, dang, that's like 6 people already. So yeah, it's very hard to tell somebody how they should orientate a print and support a print, because it's going to depend from print to print. So, and it's also going to depend on how okay are you with post processing. Me, I want to try and do as little as I possibly can. So I support them to an extent and go from there. Whereas if I printed stuff flat on the plate, and I can definitely get away with it on this printer, what you have is an issue with flat footing. Now, there is some new features in the Shitu box that allow you to kind of minimize that effect. I haven't played around with it, so I'm still utilizing the way that I was taught and I was learned over the period of time on how to properly support a model. So another thing somebody asked me is like connecting points. Like these will all connect when it's all said and done. So like this is going to be burnt in, so these are going to squish together. That's going to squish together. So basically, this is going to become one giant print in terms of support. So it's going to be very easy to remove. So allegedly, the correct number of printers is n plus 1, where n is number of current printers you have and on order. Oh God, yeah. So that being said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have 11 resin printers, 2 still in boxes, and I have 13 FDM printers still in boxes and 3 outside of boxes. So I think I have enough. So yeah, that's basically what I look at. Like when I'm done supporting a model, I'm gonna go ahead and look at it if I'm not too sure on how this is going to print. Normally, I would not print this going straight up and down. I'll be completely honest with you, but because it's such a weird print, it's going to be very fragile. So I want to have the least amount of supports, and again, that's why I went with light supports on this process, because I want to make sure that everything comes out as best as it possibly can with a minimal effort removing supports on it. So that's basically where we're at. And yeah, so that's pretty much the basics of how I do it. Now there are some people that go above and beyond, and like they go into UV tools and find islands where things should be supported. Like I could probably add a couple supports on the tips here, but it should be okay. It should be all right. And if not, I can just reprint this. It'll take less than an hour to reprint this specific model. So it's not something that I'm going to be like, oh my God, this is detrimental to me. Some people may think that is, but hey, that's completely up to them. So, but again, you always want to try and angle them at some point just to make sure that you have a drip point for your resin. First off, it saves your resin. Second off, it'll save the post-processing on your print pretty much every single time. This model has exceeded the printing volume. So yeah, let's take a look here. So yeah, like I said, that technically exceeded the printing volume, but I'm going to let it fly because just that little piece is not going to print. The LCD screen, basically, that blue line is the LCD screen. So what's going to happen is this part is just not going to print, and all of this will still print. So I still have a support structure going into his eye that I wanted, and it's okay. So we're good on that. So I'm just going to go ahead and slice it up. Click yes, because I'm just going to kind of overwrite it, and then we're going to save it to the SD card, throw it on the printer, and let it rip. And we're basically going to do the same thing for the other resin print that we have here. And do the same thing. So on my speed settings, it's going to take 4 hours and 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Now, obviously, that's just a guesstimate. I'm going to put that probably at like 4 hours and 40 minutes, most likely. Almost 5 hours, I bet. I bet. so much different than FDM. Yeah, FDM is kind of simple. I actually use simplified 3D for that. And, you know, you can just come in, import your model. Let's say we have this one. Okay, let's say we were even going to print this just like this. I don't even remember downloading this print, to be honest. So I have no idea where it even came from. But anyway, this prints, let's go ahead and orientate it. And we're going to center it, arrange it, make sure it's flat. Okay, and then we're going to do generate automatic supports. And there you go. That's pretty much it. I mean, we can probably add some extra supports here. Shoot, we can even make our supports a little bit bigger. So like, let's say I wanted to do 10 millimeter structures instead of a 4 millimeter. So I can have a bigger structure point on here to get the hat. And that's really like the only major overhang that's here. So we can go ahead and do that. I can put it here if I wanted to. Just kind of do a basics of it. And that's it. So once I go ahead and I clean this, prepare to print, and voila, there's our support. So it's basically gonna, it also added some supports underneath the ears because it shows it as an overhang. We can probably add a little bit more supports, but it'll probably be all right. I can go back in and I can edit these pieces out if they're, you know, over, because that might interfere with the actual model. Like, so, but yeah, you can basically have it like that. And this will all literally just tear away with fingers. I never use any tools for FDM ever. So like all this is overkill. So we can go in and edit all this stuff too. So we can go ahead and remove existing supports. And then we can also bring it back down to 4 and try to have it a little less conspicuous, you know, but I think it's going to still go over it. Excuse me. And that's done. And then we prepare to print and viola. There we go. Super simple. We can probably put even a little bit more on there, but it should be all right. But that'll print just fine. This will all rip off very easily. So, but anyway, that's simplified. So, all right. So now I think I saved this already. Maybe not. Yeah, I did. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move that into the printer. We're going to start that up. Get it going. How much did it say? 232 milliliters. That'll be good. We got just enough on there. So ready to rock and roll. All right. So that prints off. Now we can close this down. Yeah, we don't need that. And then we also have the other half of the print that we just did, which I might have to redo our settings. I need to go into, where are you? Oh no, it is at 3. Okay, 3.5. For some reason I thought I had that down. Unless I changed it already. Did exit out of here, so maybe that was it. But yeah, basically we need to print these parts to go with those, and then we'll be good. Now, I can probably go in and remove some of these supports because this is definitely way overkill. But that's completely up to me if I wanted to do that. Like, I can just click on this, go into manually editing, and I can see like that is a ridiculous amount of support structures for this print. I can probably get away without needing anything inside here. So, oh, have a good one, Stephen. Now, this is the crappy thing about this slicer is that it's kind of hard to remove these things one by one by one. As you can see, that rarely did anything to it. So there, we removed a couple of them just so we can get in here a little bit better. When it's done printing. I tell you, but I'd have to kill you. Now I'll show you in a second here once I'm done slicing up this model. Give me like 2 minutes. Almost finito for this. think that'll be a little bit better. Where there's still a lot of supports on it, but not as much. So there we go. All right. So again, this is on slow setting, so it's 10 hours, 19 minutes. So roughly 11 hours. Whew. It is currently 2:37, so I'm gonna basically finish up this print, show off the little slicer, and then I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna be going to bed in a little bit, so there's no point, Matt. I gotta wake up in about 3.5 hours. So sorry. Whenever this thing wants to work. Figure out what's going on here. Sounds like something is in the vat. Alrighty, sir.
Oh, very strange. What's on the plates? It is a Dragon Ball Z Shogun print. All I have is. I have one. Bye. All right. Oh Jesus, I'm breaking things. Okay. Now we can export it, and we are good. Okay. Now that we've got that all situated, I think we are done for the day. I got some other stuff I got to look at tomorrow, and that'll be pretty much it. So, I think we're going to end the stream here. Basically, call it a night. So, I thank you guys for watching and basically hanging out and chit chatting. And if you guys are on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're not on YouTube, head over to Akuma Mods on YouTube. That's the Akuma Mods name right here on YouTube. And go ahead and give that a thumbs up and subscribe and like and what have you. Yeah, thank you guys for stopping in. And until next time, happy printing.